All right, we bring in Republican Tennessee Congressman and a classmate of the secretaries at West Point, Mark Green. Good to see you, sir. Long resume, most important for this segment, just selected to serve as a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. We have the sanctions that are being implemented against Chinese entities, Chinese people, and businessmen and members of the Communist Party. Is it time for Congress to now start taking a look at U.S. companies that are doing business with China?
Absolutely. We should be doing that. And by our current laws, Leland, we should have already been doing that. And CFIUS is actually looking at some companies right now. But the Hoover Institute just put out a study that there are 250 different companies in the United States that are cooperating with 7 or so Chinese universities, and that they're a direct threat to the national security of the United States.
If you were to give a list of household names of companies that you feel need to reevaluate their relationship with China, which by default means with the Chinese Communist Party and China Inc., what would be on the top of that list that you'd like to know more about their relationship and possibly curtail it?
Well, quite honestly, some of the artificial intelligence companies and facial recognition companies that Hunter Biden, the son of the vice president, has been involved with, that technology is now being used to basically spy on and suppress the Uyghurs in Western China. That pops right to the top.
What about Nike and the NBA?
Oh yeah, of course, all of those. I mean, Google has an AI research facility in Beijing, and some of that technology is also being used to suppress the Uyghurs.
It was noteworthy that Mark Zuckerberg was the only big tech executive at the congressional hearing this week who was willing to say that the Chinese were stealing technology. When it comes, though, to this debate in the United States about companies that are under Chinese control, TikTok being one of them, the ACLU came out with this tweet after the president's announcement. Banning an app like TikTok, which millions of Americans use to communicate with each other, is a danger to free expression and technologically impractical. What's a bigger danger to free expression, what the Chinese are doing or trying to get control over an app that's spying on Americans?
Let's start at the 100,000-foot level. Just since COVID happened, of course, we know China misled the world on that. They have increased their attacks in the South China Sea. They've invaded Japanese waters. They have crossed over into India and killed 20 Indian soldiers. The PLA Navy has sailed into the Taiwan Straits. They have aggressive overflights of Taiwan. They cyber-hacked the Australian government. These are not our friends. Despite what Joe Biden has said, they're not, I think his exact words, they're not bad guys, they're not our competitors. That is just completely willful ignorance. And we absolutely are at a greater threat from data mining from China than we are from banning the app, TikTok. It is just insane to suggest otherwise.
Where does this go from here in terms of what the president can do unilaterally, and where is he going to need bipartisan congressional support, not in terms of going after China, but in terms of forcing U.S. companies to turn off the money spigot and the intellectual property spigot to China Inc.?
Well, we need Congress to do oversight, and you can just look at the coronavirus task force. They're refusing to look at China, despite a Columbia University study that said 61% of our casualties would have been saved. Those lives would have been saved had China just spoken up 1 week earlier. And the connections with the World Health Organization, their manipulation of those international bodies, no, the Democrat Party just doesn't want to look at it. In fact, they're espousing the talking points that the CCP is over the coronavirus.
I know.
We just got to get serious about oversighting these guys.
I know you and Adam Smith got into it. The congressman from Washington State got into it this week on that issue. Wish we had time to delve into it. Congressman, we appreciate you taking the time on a Sunday, sir. Good to see you.
Thanks, Leland. Good to see you.